Hello, everyone. It's your girl B Woods, and guess what? It is CMA Homecoming week, and I am so excited to give you guys some updates of everything that's going to be going on at Homecoming, and to have one of my very good friends, Miss Carrie Thomas, come on and give us some information about our conference this week. Well, I'm going to give you guys a chance to get in, and while I do that, I want you to tell your childcare cousins that B Woods is on
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Them old mistakes are gone, I won't do them no more. That's old news, that's new news, I done did that before. I turn nothing to something, my comeback on 100. Let's talk it, more action, you just gon' see coming. I just keep elevating, no losses, just upgrading. My lessons made blessings, I turn that into money. They gotta never settle, this view is so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning, like on another level. Oh, you can talk all you want. See me, I see prayed up, nothing I'm afraid of, and I can have it all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me on today. I know many of you are getting ready to travel to Houston, Texas for CMA Homecoming. I want you to know that you are just the highlight of my year. And one of the reasons why we decided to call this Homecoming is because whether you know it or not, so Child Care Millionaires, we started in an amazing way in 2018. And I can remember the moment that Child Care Millionaires fell into my heart. I was actually on stage. I was doing an event called Millionaires Academy that I hosted every year for entrepreneurs. And I remember walking off stage that day and God said, "You need to teach about childcare." And I was like, I know you're not talking to me. I don't want to be known as the daycare lady. That was my mindset back then, so don't judge me. I was like, I really love talking to entrepreneurs in general. Well, little did I know that this would be such a joy of my life. Little did I know that the pandemic would follow a few years later, and I would meet people that today I call my sisters and my cousins. So, hey, childcare cousins, I know that you guys are out there and you are just as excited about this week as I am. So, if you're coming this week, let me know in the comments. We're streaming to multiple platforms on today, but I wanted to take time before we really got started and just to not only prepare you for next week, but to kind of kick off our series of Thrive in 2025. Now, guys, if you look at the calendar today, we have exactly 50 days left in 2025. Exactly 50 days left in 2024, before we go to 2025. And one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this is because we're right in the vein of where we need to be to plan the most magnificent next in our lives. Everybody put next in the chat. We are planning the most magnificent next in our lives. We want to know exactly what God wants us to do. We want to get the tools in place to get it done. We want to have the mindset, a growth mindset. We want to make sure that everything that we need to do to hit the year in 2025 is done. But we have enough time in 2024 to still make an amazing impact. So if you're on with us live today, go ahead and tell us where you're from. We want to know a little bit more about you. If you're one of our OGs, you can just simply drop OG in the chat. Because today we're just here to give a little inspiration, a little education about what you need to be doing as an owner in your business on our road to CMA Homecoming. So thank you for being with us today. I'm going to be bringing one of my friends on in just a second, who I think is a super weapon to make sure that you guys are ready for 2025. So, guys, if you are ready and if you are as excited as I am, let me know in the comments. I know I haven't been going live lately. Don't fuss at me. It has been such a busy time getting ready for CMA Live. It's been such a busy time, with my goals. But I was like, you know what? I gotta hop on. I gotta let the people know exactly what's going on today. So I'm gonna bring up Carrie as you guys are telling me where you're from. I see Austin in the chat. I see Bastrop in the chat. Welcome, welcome on today. Thank you for being with us. We want to make sure that you are ready to have the most amazing event. Now, for those of you who are tardy to the party and you have not gotten your tickets to Homecoming, I don't know what you're doing with your life. VIP is sold out. BOGO is sold out, but we still have a few general admission tickets. If you think you can make it to Houston and you're like, I don't want to miss this amazing event, you can do so by just checking in. Click on CMAHomecoming.com and you can get all the information on how you can register. All right, I'm going to bring to the stage my friend. Hey, Carrie.
Hey, girl.
So, Carrie, you're always jet setting. Where are you today? Where is Carrie? I need a Where's Waldo post. Where is Carrie?
This week I am in San Diego.
Okay. That's a beautiful place. A beautiful place. So I want to thank you for joining. I met Carrie this summer at an event. Your Brand's a Big Deal, hosted by one of our good friends, Dr. Sade Adu. And
That's
me and
my
Carrie.
Girl.
I know. Me and Carrie fell in love and we figured out that we were kindred spirits. So, Carrie, introduce yourself and let them know a little bit about what you do.
Yes, so my name is Carrie Thomas. I am a visibility coach as well as I call myself a brand alchemist. And if you know anything about alchemy, it's really the idea of turning something into better. And what I like to say is if you have a brand, if you have a visibility plan and you're not really sure about is this aligned with you? Like people come to me because they're like, here, I want to make it better. But I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but it's not showing up the way I want to show up. So that's what I do. I help people be able to create beautiful brands, be able to be more consistent with their content. And I like to say doing it in a way that feels aligned with who they are as people and not just posting simply just to post.
Yes, and Carrie has gotten me together on several occasions, making sure my reels look good and they're tight and right. And one of the things that I know that you help people do is really be the forefront of their brand and get in front of that camera and increase their visibility. Now, I tell my cousins, listen, we don't need to be the best kept secret. We need to show up in a way where everybody knows us and our name is ringing in the city. But when it comes to visibility, it don't help if your graphics and your content looks like trash. I'm going to go ahead and say it, Carrie. So what do you find that successful brands do in showing up well that maybe unsuccessful or just, I'm going to say newbies don't do?
So the thing about, especially when it comes to branding, one of the things I always say is that you want to make sure that when you build your brand, you're evoking emotion. Like when people see your stuff, like when I see branding stuff, like I get excited, like I feel powerful. Like that's what you want people to feel. And if you think about Childhood Millionaires Association, she wants her people to feel proud. She wants them to feel motivated. She wants them to feel like they can do it. She wants them to feel bold and daring. So that's why she uses the red. That's why she uses these certain colors, because that's going to give that powerful thing. So a lot of times I tell people, when you're doing like your branding and your graphics, you want to ask yourself, am I evoking emotion or am I just throwing something together?
I love it. I love it. Now, but many of us, we have depended on people to create our graphics. And sometimes we don't even know how to explain what we want. But I heard you say her brand colors and this. Where do we even start by making ourselves like show up big in the world?
So the first thing I always tell people, and this is what we do when we work with our one-on-one clients, when we work on their brand, is the first question that you want to ask yourself is, what is the feeling that you want to create? Like, how do you want people to feel? Like, so a great example for my brand is I want people to feel excited. I want them to feel motivated. I want them to feel like they can do it. I want them to feel supported. So now we're looking at that content, or we're looking at that idea of like, how can I make somebody feel supported? How can I make them feel like they can do this? How can I make them get, like, I like to say, like that Care Bear, like motivating jovial energy? How can I make sure that is in my colors and my themes and my fonts and things like that? So for us, we wanted to use a teal because we wanted to still have like a little bit of a high-end vibe, but we brought in the yellows, we brought in the aquas, and we brought in, instead of a white, which sometimes can be like stark, we actually brought in a cream. So one of the things I always say is like, colors actually do tell the story. Fonts tell the story. Images tell the story. And when you create your assets, that's what you want to think about. Is like, am I actually telling the story with my graphics, or am I just throwing something together? You're muted.
I like that because a lot of times, I see some of our child care cousins, they will cross up colors on their brand. And I don't know when I'm looking at their stuff. So how important is it for me to like stay what I call on brand, but to stay in my color pattern and stay in to have a certain feel about my things? Is that important, or should I try new things?
Oh my gosh, it's so important. So I have an example. So we had a client that we did her whole rebrand, and she was a sales coach. And literally, like, she was so, like, she had to be everywhere because her brand wasn't doing the work for her. Like, if you have a good brand, your brand will do the talking for you. You don't have to do a lot of the talking. And literally, like, she was going live all the time. She was going, like, doing all this stuff because she was like, my brand doesn't speak this message and the story and the message that I want to put out. The moment we changed her brand, she was like, I can relax.
Yeah, exactly.
She was like, I can relax because everything that I want my people to feel, they see it in the brand. So I'm not having to say, hey, I need you to be motivated. Hey, I need you to go out and sell your stuff. Because you're going to be like, oh, like, I feel like that's what the message she's trying to put out when I see her content now.
Yeah. And I think it's that elevated experience, because a lot of times people think it's just graphics, but it's also what you say, what you record, how you let people in. So I just want to shout out one of our speakers. I don't know if you saw the reel today, Carrie, but one of our speakers, her name is Melanie McGuire. She's going to be coming to the conference. She posted a video playing a trumpet, announcing that she was coming to Child Care Millionaires Live.
I love it.
Listen, I have the spirit of homecoming. She didn't have to say, I'm excited. She didn't have to say, let's get ready. The content itself, it spoke. And then she had on a red jacket, our brand colors, very intentional, very mindful, very demure. I love very empathy. Shout out to Melody. And that's what you want your brand to feel. I feel like you want people to feel refreshed.
Yeah.
When it comes to what you do. But so many of us cannot do it ourselves. Like I'm not a creative, Carrie. Now I have some creative bones in my body, but myself, I'm analytical. I'm a math major. Like most people don't really realize that I am not a creative. Like I can think about something, but I'm not the person to bring it to life. So how do you get the creative juices flowing in a person like me, who I want to show up and do it well, but I don't know how to do it.
So one of the things I tell people a lot of time is there are certain design rules that even if you're not a good designer, if you actually implement those rules, you can actually create good design. So one of the things I always tell people is spacing. Like if you have proper spacing in like your graphics, they will look elevated. If you crowd your graphics or have like a lot of empty space, people will seem like, hey, like I feel like something's missing or I can't, it's a lot happening. So even spacing, just understanding spacing will change it. One of the things I always say is having font pairings, being able to have font pairing and not have too many fonts. Sometimes I look at graphics and there's like 7 fonts on one graph and I'm like, that's a lot. Maybe like 1, maybe 1 or 2. That's all we need. You're muted again.
Yeah, I would want to say stop. Graphic overload, or when you can't read everything, or people feel
like what is that?
Everything in this one square. I mean, the goal is to get their attention and to get them to click and to do more. Yeah. So I know one of the tools that you use and many of us use is Canva. And Canva itself, this year they released a whole bunch of things, including AI and video editing and all of these things. So tell us about Canva and how you use it, because word on the street is you have something coming up to help us entrepreneurs get it tight and right for 2025.
Yes. So I love Canva. And as a person who actually understands design, like I can use Photoshop, I can use Publisher, I can use all of it. But I remember when I first started doing design and I was using Photoshop and Publisher, every time like we would send something to a client, they were like, but I can't change it. They were like, I don't have the app. I don't even know how to use the buttons, Carrie. So we started leveraging more stuff in Canva so people could, so you have access to use it. Because with Canva, they truly do try to simplify the design process. And going back to what I said, it's all about just understanding these design rules. So what I'm going to be doing, because I like to say I like to make things easy. So I'm creating a 3-day workshop, and this I did a workshop. The last Canva workshop I did literally was 2020.
Oh,
I have not done it. I have revolted against not doing a Canva workshop because I would see people do it, and I'm like, I just don't like how they do it, and I just can't do it. And then the Droptober happened, and I'm not gonna. I felt a little some type of way that they had a Droptober. It's supposed to be Caretober, but we're gonna let Canva have it because it's
I
like
thought it was Brandy Tober, but okay.
exactly. But it wasn't supposed to be Droptober. But Kevin said we coming out, so they did the Droptober. They had the Canva glow up, and I've been having a lot of people reach out to me like, Carrie, I can't even figure out how to even get around in Canva anymore. Like they done switched me over to the glow up. They talking about this AI and these apps. I don't know how to use this stuff, and I'm like, okay, if I do it, I have to do it my way, and it might seem excessive, and it might seem like crazy value or like ridiculous, like is this all actually happening for this price? But we're actually breaking it up into 3 days because the things that I don't like about most Canva workshops is they try to put everything in one day, and they say, and then they make you pay for the replay, and you're like, wait, I don't even know where she went. Like I'm trying to remember where she went. So what we're doing is we're actually breaking up into 3 days. So day one is really about understanding the basis of Canva, understanding like how I organize my system because I can design really fast in Canva. I can do 5-10 minute designs in Canva that takes most people hours to do because I have my Canva organized in a certain way. So I'm going to talk about that. Day two, because everybody's asking about it, it's like, how can you make videos in Canva? How can you set up these animations and things inside of Canva? So I'm going to be showing you guys that on day two. And then day three, which is my favorite day, is we're going to actually start leveraging the AI prompts and the AI tools within Canva. Because these AI people Canva's making, Mid-Journey and chat might move over.
Yeah, listen, I love how ChatGPT now integrates with Canva. Because the other day
Mm-hmm.
I was in there and I was like, well, create this. And it was like, bam. And it popped up in Canva. I was like, wait a minute. We didn't have a little
Yeah.
AI baby over here when the tools
Uh-huh.
talking and creating something. So you have a 3-day workshop now. Tell us about it. How can we register? How much does it cost? Is it virtual? Is it in person?
Yeah, so it's all virtual. It's going to be the 18th through the 20th. So it's 3 days. It's 90 minutes each day. And it's going to be $97. So Brandy decided that she wanted to partner with me with it. So you guys get it for $97 for all 3 days. And then you also get access to all the replays. It's going to be virtual. It's going to be in the afternoon. So it's going to be 7 p.m. EST, which is 6 p.m. Central for our Central people, and that's what
Yeah.
we're doing. And I'm super excited because even if like we have like one of the things that I realize is there's a lot of people that don't play in Canva, but they might have a VA, and their VA still doesn't do a great job because one thing we know about some of these VAs, they start using certain fonts and certain scripts, and you're like, wait, like I would not use that. That's not really on brand. It's given 2019, and we don't want that.
Yeah.
So what I'm telling everybody is bring your team. Like, so if you register and you have maybe two people that are helping you with graphics, bring them, have them learn the process. Even if you don't want to come and you want them to come, have them come. So the idea is like, I want you to bring your team because I want us to go into 2025 with good design,
Me
like
too.
with good design, with good graphics, because the thing is like, you want to be able to stop the scroll. Like literally, we just posted one of my graphics in ads, and we're doing retargeted ads. We had a 12, I think it was like 12x ROAS on some graphics, and she was like, I thought your reels would do better, but your graphics are like killing it. I'm like, it always happens, and it happens because we do good design. And
Yeah.
everybody can do good design. It's just about understanding these key elements to it.
Yeah, because there are some designs that make me just literally stop. When you say stop the scroll, I can remember when Sarah Jakes dropped her recent Woman Evolve
Mm.
collection, and I was like,
Oh, what's
and then
that?
you saw the consistency and the continuity throughout the whole launch, and I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for her to drop the next thing to see how they use that base design to draw your attention. But because the design was so strong in the base design, you knew every time you saw yellow, you almost thought the Sarah Jakes owned the color yellow because
Yeah.
she had dominated it in that. And that's the same thing, guys, we want to happen for your center, for your personal brand, um, even for your newsletters. There's so many things that you can do in Canva, to really, really elevate your brand and to make you stand out. And it's so user friendly. So you said something. You said you can design very fast because of the way you have it set up. I'm so interested to hear about that because a lot of times I see even designers that work for me, they get my reds wrong. I'm like, no, because if you Canva will give you a color palette. If you
It
put in
will.
so they will give you that color palette. I think they made it really easy for non-designer people to kind of stay, really, really consistent. So what's your favorite new feature with Canva?
Oh man, that's so hard right now. So one of my favorite features is I'm a big person of a good texture or not just a plain background. So one of the things that I've been really loving is this app called Easy Reflection, and it creates just like this not just fully like subdued background, but it creates like where it actually goes at the image actually goes into a gradient, so it works really well as background, but it actually elevates it really easy. So your
Mhm.
graphics are be elevated super easy by just using an app. And I could do that before, but there was a lot of extra steps that I had to take, and now I could just use the app and then it does it. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
I love it. I love it. I love it. One of my favorite features, I'm not gonna lie, is being able to take any photo and make it a transparent background. Cause y'all, I'm so sick of seeing these little white squares and y'all using these photos without transparent backgrounds. That is like one of my favorite things. And I just like the fact that you can really layer in Canva to make your graphics look good. Now, Carrie, you may
And
not
I would
even know.
say that one. Yeah, the layering aspect now is very comparable to layering in Photoshop and things like that. So for me, like I use a lot of layers. Like I use probably like 20 layers sometimes when I'm creating some assets because I'm trying to get a certain look. And it's funny because one of my clients, she actually was like, I'm signing up for the workshop because I want to be able to design stuff because you don't let me design stuff because I be messing it up. And I'm like, as long as you know. So she was like,
Yeah,
I'm signing up. She was like, I want to be able to do stuff in Canva. I'm like, as long as I'm like, make a copy. That's all. I'm like, make a copy, and then you can mess. You play with it.
and that's what we tell them. You may not know this, but people in our program, they have templates. We give them templates of probably about 70 graphics that we feel like have performed really high. And it's time for us to redo a 25 collection. I mean, this has kind of got me to thinking. But even them, they have templates and they're nervous to edit them and to change the information. So I'm gonna love how this will kind of elevate their experience and using some of the resources that we've already given them. And
Yeah,
for
because
those,
yeah, so one of the things too, which is great, I'm happy you said that, is I'm gonna actually like on day one, I'm gonna be showing you how to be able to edit templates easily. Because one of the things that I'm giving everybody who comes is I have a template shop. So we're giving $300, pretty much a gift cards for everybody who comes to the workshop to be able to use in the
yeah,
template shop. So we have like graphics, we have so much stuff in there. So literally you can go in there and be like, oh, I want this template. You got a $300 gift card, you can use it.
I love
So we're
it.
trying to give this, yeah.
Yeah, and for those of you who are in our Elevation and Ascension Mastermind, we've teamed up with Carrie. She is one of our VIP speakers, and she said, "Listen, for your mastermind, your Ascension and Elevation, I'm going to upgrade them to VIP. So make sure that you guys check your newsletters if you're in Ascension or in Elevation, your code to register is in there. I can't drop it here, but your code to register is actually in your newsletter. So, Carrie, we're gearing up for homecoming. Thank you so much for helping us thrive in 2025 with an elevated sense of brand and graphics. But what would you tell people who are coming to Houston next week? I know you've invested in yourself a lot. You've attended a lot of big events. How do you think they can get the most out of homecoming?
So the one thing that I would say is I think right now is the perfect time. Because I like literally I'm at a mastermind right now. And one of the things I always say is set an intention. Like set maybe the one or two things that you hope to get out of this event and set the intention now. Like set it before you even get there. Because once you get there, you're gonna be in the mix, you're gonna be talking to all the people, you're gonna be hearing all this stuff, and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I want to do this, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try this, and that's all amazing. But if you set the intention of, hey, I want to make some connections. I want to learn how to do this to be able to elevate my child care center. Whatever that thing that you're like, this is what I want to be able to walk away with. Do it today. Do it tomorrow. So when you come to Houston, you already have the game plan. So then everything you're doing is almost like there's like this internal filter happening where you're only listening to the stuff that you set intentions for. And you're like, oh, there it is. It's coming in. And you're keeping it. You're keeping the other stuff in the back of your vault. But you're like, these are the things I'm focused on right now because these are the intentions that I set when I'm coming to homecoming.
Yay. Well, thank you, Carrie. I know homecoming is going to be amazing. Thank you for all of your support. Carrie's also working on a big reveal that we're doing at homecoming. I can't tell y'all, but it's a big reveal. And thank you for your support in that. So, guys, homecoming is this week. Right after homecoming, we'll be joining Carrie in her 3-day Canva workshop. That workshop is November 18th, 19th, and 20th. It's going to be 6 Central, 7 your time. What the time zone are you on?
I'm actually in Mountain, but like I feel like so many people knows EST.
So we
because no, everybody forgets. They're like, "What's Mountain?" And I'm like, it's like weird.
So we're 7 EST, 6 Central.
Yeah.
Yes, 3 days right after the conference. And this will kick off our Thrive in 2025 series. We want you to join us. I have posted the link in the chat. This is our special link. You can just click on it and join us for this 3-day challenge where not only will Carrie teach you how to use templates, how to create graphics, but also some video editing that you can do right in Canva to make your life so much easier and to elevate your brand.
And
Thank
also,
you. Go ahead, Carrie.
Also, really quick, because you guys are everybody who's all the Ascension that are actually in that are getting upgraded to VIP. The piece that y'all are going to get that I think is crazy is a lot of people come to me and they're like, Carrie, I want to create a journal. I want to create a planner, especially before the new year. And they're like, and normally I charge $3,000 to $4,000 to design a planner. There's going to be a special workshop that we're going to be doing in December where I'm actually going to show you, it's going to be walking you guys through how I design planners and journals. I'm going to actually give you guys a template so you'll be able to work on it. So you'll be able to have a planner for that. Also, I'm going to be doing personalized feedback on one of your designs. So you can literally send me a design, like, hey, Carrie, what do you think of this? How did it go? I'll send you a Loom video and say, hey, like, this is what I would change. This is how I would change it. This is why I would change it. So you'll get that. And then every day after the session, there's going to be a VIP where you can ask questions about how to do certain things.
Yay! Thank you, Carrie, for that upgrade. For all of our Ascension and Elevation members, you'll get that upgrade absolutely free. And if you're not a member yet, go ahead and upgrade. It is worth it. All of the work that we're doing for the rest of the year, these last 50 days, is to make sure that we are in a position of thriving. Now, some of us barely survived 2024. You know, it was a great year because we made it, but it was a peculiar year. So we want to spend the rest of our time really honing in on what we can do to make our business better, ourselves personally better, and even to make our team better. Someone says, listen, this is awesome. I cannot wait. We are so happy that you guys joined us today. Now, y'all know I'm about to get ready for the conference. I want to let you guys know this homecoming will be an event like no other because of the passion that we have for those of you who are coming. We literally want to roll out the red carpet and let you know how important you are and how important the work that you do is. So if you have any questions about homecoming, you can hop over to cmahomecoming.com. All of the information is there. You can also, if you have any questions, you can email us at membership@childcaremillionaires.com so we can answer those questions. But we are so excited for what's about to happen, not only at homecoming, but in your business and in 2025. We love you bunches, and we will see you soon. Thank you, guys.